Financial fair play's two main roles are to prevent clubs from overspending and encountering financial issues, and to ensure that clubs can't simply outspend their competitors just because they have the resources to do so. Clubs follow different rules based on governing bodies. These bodies review club finances over the last 3 years to assess gains or losses. This is called the 3-year rolling period. For instance, in the Premier League, a club can lose money but limit supply. Over 3 years, they can only lose £105 million, with only £15 million as actual club losses. The rest must be covered by the owner. Wondering how Chelsea can spend so much? We'll explore how and reveal why they will be in a lot of trouble in the next 2 years. UEFA and Premier League financial fair play rules differ greatly. UEFA's rules have recently been updated and are now more complicated and stricter. Don't worry, we're going to simplify them. Similar to the Premier League FFP rules, there is a safety net for teams to incur losses, £16 million over a 3-year rolling period. But the main difference that has come in this year is the Financial Sustainability Rules, or FSR, with the primary focus being on the squad cost rule. This limits the amount of money a club can spend on putting the team on the pitch. This includes player, manager, and coaching staff salaries, transfer fees, and agent fees. The rule states that a club can only spend 70% of all the money they make on putting the product on the pitch. The 70% rule will be in effect by the 2025-2026 season. This might not seem like a big deal, but currently most big clubs are way over this 70% rule. There is a thought that this rule was introduced to prevent Premier League domination in UEFA competitions. Every football fan will have, at one point, wondered how Chelsea can get away with all their spending. Well, they've discovered what we're calling the Chelsea trick. To understand the Chelsea trick, we need to first grasp the basic accounting terminology. Welcome to Sportonomics School. Books mean a record of all financial activities at a business. Balance sheet, a kind of business report card with assets on one side and liabilities on the other. The key is to balance these out, hence the name. Amortization, the action of reducing the initial cost of a transaction by spreading the total fee into several installments. To put it simply, and in football terms, it's a way for clubs to divide the cost of signing a player over multiple years based on their contract length. For example, let's take Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo cost £115 million, Enzo £105 million. Both were given an 8-year contract. Without amortization, the club simply wouldn't have been able to sign both of them, along with the other 25 players. But with the magic of amortization, the Caicedo deal will be recorded in the company accounts as a £14.3 million spend for the next 8 years, and Enzo as a £12.3 million. What on the surface looks like a £220 million pair of midfielders is, in fact, a £26.3 million pair for the next 8 years. The flip side of amortization is also helping Chelsea. Using Kai Havertz as an example, he signed for £75 million and played 3 years of his 5-year contract. So Chelsea have only paid £45 million for him according to their books. They sold him for £62 million, so they actually netted a £17 million profit. These two principles are exactly how Chelsea are getting away with spending £900 million under Boehly so far. £900 million divided by 8, the average length of a contract, equals £112 million per year. If you add £230 million to that in player sales this season alone, according to their books, they're well within FFP guidelines. However, Chelsea are in a very tricky situation. UEFA has changed its rules, and the Premier League is likely to follow suit. The Chelsea trick loophole will be closed. The governing bodies are putting a 5-year limit on transfer fees to be paid, so they won't be able to do the Chelsea trick in the long term. If, in 18 months' time, Chelsea continues high spending, unbalanced books, and no Champions League qualification, meaning no broadcasting and missed sponsorship opportunities, they will face some serious FFP consequences. What consequences, you ask? Well, there are 8 stages of FFP punishments, starting with a warning and becoming more serious. These range from point deductions, loss of ability to register new players for UEFA competitions, all the way to the most severe, exclusion from future UEFA competitions. Although these all sound very serious, UEFA is notoriously bad at enforcing these rules. The biggest punishment handed out was a £65 million fine to PSG in 2022. I think their owner, worth £6.5 billion, won't lose any sleep over that one. It's not hard to see why clubs like Chelsea flaunt and push the rules when the punishment for the supremely rich owners is a small fine or a slap on the wrist. If you learned something from this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more business in sports videos every single week. Bye for now.